We are so back with this one, and I'm super excited to dive into it. It's been a long time coming, and it is finally that time to jump into the review of the new series, Daredevil Born Again. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new series Daredevil Born Again, coming to Disney Plus March 4th. We are so back, like, for real. We're so back. And while this is Marvel's Television's back with its latest show, nah, this one's for all the Netflix Marvel fans, because we are so back with Daredevil, and it's back like it's never left. And I have to tell you, all the way back to just what I feel is the best Marvel theme of all of their television shows, which in this one we got a new rendition of it. I'm not mad at it, but I do really appreciate and love the OG one. But I mean, like, truly, we are back in the true essence of Marvel from Netflix, now on Disney Plus. So all jokes aside, it doesn't have that Disney Plus sort of toning down. Like, this thing is ramped up, and it's truly like this is like season 4, but in a way, everything's heightened from the production, from the world, the scope, and so many other little things I could talk about. But like, yes, Daredevil Born Again, Daredevil season 4, whatever you may have it be. We're back. We're locked in. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and it is a treat. In fact, other words I'm going to throw out there is it's brutal, it's gritty, it's dark. You know, it is not for the kids. There is blood, folks. You know, this it gets real, much like we expected. I mean, yes, you can dive through some of the clues, like, yeah, the Punisher's in it. Of course it's going to be that. Yes, it for sure. But like, they really up the ante in every aspect, especially with the production. Like, you instantly feel like this is just much more polished. I'm not going to go as far as saying like the budget's bigger, but like, you can tell like they're full stride. And that's why I say season 4, because typically with series, the deeper they get into the season, the deeper they get into the show and more seasons you have, you know, more and more things tend to get better and better. And that's what it feels like to me. But really getting into everything here, you know, Charlie Cox is deep in his Marvel bag, you know, from voice acting to his multiple appearances, and even going back to his time as Matt Murdock in the Netflix series. He's back now again. And he's better than ever. I mean, I think he's truly has made a home now with Marvel, you know, a la Disney, and he's not stopping anytime soon. You know, we've seen him in other properties on Disney Plus, but now this is his show, and him as the lead, he continues to show why he's such a fantastic actor, and like the character Daredevil, by all means, is his. Like, he has truly made this character his, and it just continues to get better and better. And yes, I did see some news articles about him wanting to be in Avengers, and why not? Why not? What better guy, what better character? I think the fans, we all are wanting that in some way, shape, or form. But in terms of Daredevil, let's just talk about what's going on here. First and foremost is we pick up from everything that we know with Daredevil, from all the other shows, from all the other appearances from the Netflix show, because with the first 2 episodes, which was a great idea to combine these first 2 episodes to release together, is the first episode is absolutely a lot of picking up where things left off. But then the second episode 2, is really about turning the page and really establishing this new world where the stakes are bigger, the world is bigger, and there's definitely a lot that Daredevil or Matt Murdock has a lot to really work through. Obviously, you can't talk Matt Murdock without talking about Wilson Fisk, played by the fantastic Vincent D'Onofrio. I mean, it's a lot of the parallels with him as well too, as much as everything that we've known about him from Echo to She-Hulk, whatever it may be, all his appearances that he's made, again, it's about him reestablishing who he is. He's not running for mayor. The chronicles of him and Vanessa continues, the drama with the married couple there and everything that's happened with that. But also too, like him trying to kind of find his balance between being the kingpin, but also just being Wilson Fisk and doing right by the city. But then there's obviously his love-hatred for vigilantes, and you can also say Matt Murdock is also balancing that as well too, in terms of, coming to terms that he is the Daredevil. Outside of, is he just the lawyer? I'm going to say that I'm just going to leave it there with that, but there's so much more that really is that's in the picture with the first 2 episodes, because like, off the break, when episode 1 starts, it throws you right into action. I mean, within moments, they're pulling the rug from under you as well, too. But like, yeah, there's so much happening, and just be ready to have your emotions really pulled. That's all I'm going to say here. Like, for real, for real. One thing about Daredevil, besides the theme for me, is I feel it's a very definitive answer that when it comes down to some of the best action in all of the MCU, nothing really tops some of the fight sequences that we've seen in Daredevil. I mean, you can go to the hallway fight from season 1, episode 2, which was a one shot, and then they just doubled down on that with season 3, episode 4. So for me, I'm constantly looking for my next fix. I'm like, where are they going to top that? And I'm telling you right now, based on some of the early stuff that I've seen, like, that from the beginning of episode 1 and the end of episode 2, like, they're definitely toying with the idea that they're going to top that easily. And again, not only just with the fight choreography, stunts, and all that other good stuff, but the production. And the fact that they did a one-shot with Netflix, you have to be thinking that the folks and team and everybody now with Disney is salivating at the idea of saying, like, we have to top that. Everybody knows we have that iconic hallway fight moment. So, like, what are we going to do? So I'm constantly, like, at the edge of my seat waiting for that moment. But, like, there's definitely some great scenes pretty early. But to be very, very honest here, from the beginning to the end of episode 1 and 2, a lot in the middle is really establishing the connections with the characters, introducing some new characters, the stakes that's involved, everything that's happening in New York. Just a lot of like world building, but like also reintroducing everybody to these characters, just so you know exactly where everybody's mental state is at and what stakes are involved. And yes, there's a lot of therapy in this as well too. I'm just gonna say that because characters are gonna have to deal with some things, and it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays a part going forward. I got to tell you, it's really beautiful for them to give love to Kumar Delo Reyes, who is casted as the White Tiger. That's not a spoiler, that's all online, but he had passed of cancer. So, he's going to be such a pivotal part in this series, especially going from episode 2 and beyond. So, them acknowledging his death, and obviously, want to make sure that not only he's celebrated, but in loving memory of everything that he's done. Because I'm going to tell you right now that Kumar, he's the real deal in this, is what I'm going to say. Like, the moment he steps on screen, things start to get super duper interesting. So just be prepared for that. Easter eggs. Of course there's Easter eggs. From things things you respect. I mean, I'll just go as far as saying, you will absolutely get references to other heroes in New York, especially one that may use, web and whatnot. So just be prepared for that. There are Easter eggs. And I would also go as far as saying, too, that you definitely need to watch the Netflix stuff, because there will be references, connections, and stakes all the way going back to season 1 of the Netflix Daredevil series that will be relevant to what's happening very early in this. So definitely want to go do your homework and go and check that out. And I keep saying Netflix, but it's all on Disney Plus, just FYI. But you know what I mean, folks. So I'll say this though. Once again, episode 1 starts off with a lot of action. Episode 2 ends with a lot of action. It's brutal, it's bloody, good action, and so on. But in between is definitely a lot of the reintroduction of these characters, character building, world building. So like, it's a lot of dialogue, it's a lot of banter. And that's cool. And then again, the productions, the shot, cinematography, all that stuff really takes it to the next level. So like, you totally feel like you're watching, either season 4 or just, the next chapter of Daredevil. Like it doesn't just feels like, hey, we're just continuing on. It definitely feels like a heightened version of things. But in terms of the tone, like, you don't have to worry about that. Like, it is not watered down because it's on Disney Plus. It is absolutely what you expect it to be in terms of being bloody, brutal, the grit, the dark tone. Like, it's all there. And then once you have watched the first 2 episodes, I'm telling you, the end of episode 2 will have you excited for just so much more. So I really enjoyed these first 2 episodes. I think that, this was a series I didn't have much of a concern about getting into. I definitely didn't think it was going to be watered down, but I know that might be some other folks' concern when it comes down to our characters, from Wilson Fisk to White Tiger, Daredevil, and just establishing this world in terms of the MCU, going back to the street level of things. I think it's going to be very exciting, but I also think, especially how Charlie Cox has been bouncing all around, I think this is really going to open up for so much more. We do know that Punisher is going to be there with John Bernthal. So, who else might show up? I don't know, but I'm telling you, with the Easter eggs, the mentions, the nods to some of the things pretty early, I think right now you got to consider everything was on the table. And there's only 9 episodes, and I know they had initially announced it was going to be like 16, 17, 18, 19, something like that. But I definitely think with them announcing that much, and we're only getting 9 confirmed for this season, you have to think that, and we already know they've been filming for season 2, that like they're really planning this out in a granular way, and it feels that way. Even at the time with it on Netflix, it felt very grounded and centered, and then it kind of opened up to the Defenders level per se. But like, if they already established that and the possibility that them might showing up, then Daredevil, what are we going to do this time is the question. How big are we going to go? And I think we are all hoping and praying that we're going to see some of our favorite New York superheroes from the MCU in this. And I got to say, it could be a possibility. It could be a possibility. So really enjoyed this one. Daredevil Born Again, coming to Disney Plus. First 2 episodes, March 4th. Jump in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts, your excitement, the hype, all that good stuff for this. And as always, stick around for more reviews and content here at Big Gold Belt Media very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.
I